What's going on, guys? Kando here, and in today's video what we're gonna actually be talking about is something pretty cool. I've been waiting on making this video, but I said, you know what, only a week left in Modern Warfare, so why not make this video now? We're gonna be talking about the rarest blueprints in Modern Warfare. I kind of am a blueprint channel slash store channel and tips and tricks, so it's all of the above kind of with my channel. It's just randomness kind of. So we're gonna be talking about the 30 rarest, in my opinion, blueprints. We're going to talk about some of my favorites as well that I actually added in because they're from early on season 1. I want to say thank you again for 40,000 subscribers on YouTube. I didn't think that this goal was possible before Cold War, but we made it possible, so thank you guys so much for that. I really do appreciate it. Now, if you guys want to subscribe and help me hit 50,000 before January 1st, aka 2021, I really would appreciate it, you know? We hopefully hit 50k, but if we don't before January 1st, that is what it is. But you guys have been killing it on the channel. I just want to say thank you guys so much, and hopefully you enjoy this content, baby. So the first one we're going to talk about is actually a 2v2 gunfight blueprint that you were only able to get in Season 3. This is called the Gremlin. Now, the Gremlin was actually an epic. It was a 4-attachment epic. You got a barrel and underbarrel ammunition and a rear grip. All in all, it was an okay, blueprint, but the reason why I say it's rare and it's pretty unique is because you can only get it in Season 3's gunfight, and all of the gunfight blueprints are pretty unique because if you don't get them, then you can no longer get them throughout the season. So that's that for the Gremlin. Now let's talk about the next one. Now, this blueprint is near and dear to my heart because it's the very first blueprint that I actually unlocked by doing the 2v2 gunfight tournament. This was the very first tournament in Season 1. If you guys don't have this, then you'll no longer be able to get this unless you buy a blueprint, I'm pretty sure, or the blueprints in the store. As you can see, it's the Royal Decree. It's a rare. This was like one of the first ones. Rares were epics back then. They kind of changed the system a little bit, but you had 3 attachments, which is trigger action, rear grip, and Mo Money, which is the headshot. So this is all in all a pretty good blueprint. The next one's pretty sick as well. It's one of my favorites. Now, this one is the CASANOVA P90. It's not that rare, but the reason why I put it in the rare category is because this is one of my favorite ones. It's a P90 tracer. It's the only tracer that you get with color tracing rounds. It's the pink rounds. This was actually like one of the first ones that had like a unique color besides red, blue, and green. This is called the CASANOVA P90. It has a 5 attachment blueprint, so that means it's a legendary blueprint. This also came with the M4, which we'll talk about later on. This was a really sick blueprint and honestly one of my favorites that came out during that time. The next one is the GRAW, or the GRAL, whatever you want to pronounce it or say it. It is the Pumpkin Punisher, which you unlocked during the Haunting of Verdansk. If you guys remember, I grew a significant amount of subscribers and views from this, so you guys probably do know it from my channel. As you can see, it's a 5-weapon attachment. It is a legendary blueprint. It has 5 total attachments. All in all, I think it's a really solid blueprint. It might not be the best, but it is a legendary free blueprint, and you can't go wrong with free. This is a total throwback and very rare in its own space because it is the Lonely Lagoon, which was a sniper blueprint that you unlocked during the contraband missions in Warzone. Now, you actually can no longer unlock this. There are 4 total contraband missions, which we'll talk about later on in this video because all 4 are very rare. The reason why they're rare is because you can no longer unlock them. I can't speak. There's one for the Haunting of Verdansk as well, which we'll talk about. This is a very rare blueprint that you can no longer unlock because obviously it's Season 6 in Warzone and no longer Season 3. This bad boy is one of the claim to fames for my channel as well, the Steeplechase GRAIL. This was actually unlocked by doing 5 total missions, if I'm not mistaken, or 5 total gold medals during the Games of Summer Olympics, like medal type deal. I don't really know how else to explain it, but it was really, really cool. The Steeplechase is a legendary as well that gives you 5 total attachments. It's all in all a pretty solid free blueprint. You just had to do the 5 challenges in 5 straight days. And all in all, it was a really good blueprint. I liked it a lot, and it was a free legendary GRAIL blueprint, so why not love it? This next one isn't as rare, but the reason why I put it in the rarity category is because when this first came out, it was very rare. The only way to get it was buying the blueprint. Now that you can buy the blueprint regardless, it isn't as rare, but it is still very cool because not a lot of people can afford blueprints to buy this. This was a $20 COD point bundle way back when. It was the purple tracer rounds with the GRAIL as well, the prototype Omega, and there was another one. All in all, I think this is a really elite type of blueprint. The MP7 is still a meta gun and is still used today. So yeah, this was a great blueprint in my opinion. These next 2 I'm going to do together, which you have the CERULEAN Kilo, which was the very first blueprint tracer rounds in Modern Warfare, and you also have the Blue Dwarf, which was also a part of the same bundle. This was a part of the Nikto bundle, if you guys remember. Nikto was the very first operator you could get that wasn't unlocked through anything else besides purchasing the bundle. You got the Cerulean, and then you also got the Blue Dwarf as well as the Nikto bundle. This was one of the very first blueprints that had tracer rounds. This was actually the very first one, and this came out during Season 1. You have to throw this in the rare category because this was one of the OG blueprints. A lot of people I know that play Modern Warfare didn't start playing till like Season 3 or 4, so this was one of the very first blueprint bundles as well as tracer rounds in Modern Warfare. So this bad boy is rare because the only way to unlock this, which is the M4 Old Faithful, is to actually pre-order Black Ops Cold War when you could. When you did, you unlocked the operator Frank Woods, and you also got this bad boy right here, which is the Old Faithful. Now, this was a 5-attachment blueprint. What does 5-attachment blueprint mean, boys? We already know it is a legendary blueprint. So all in all, this was a really cool thing that they did where if you pre-ordered, you got a free blueprint, and you also got the Frank Woods operator. So I think that this is definitely in the rarity air. So this bad boy, a lot of people might not know, this is the Steel Curtain, and the Steel Curtain was my very first blueprint I unlocked in Modern Warfare for the challenges that you could do. If you guys remember, the Piercer was one of them for the MP7, but the Steel Curtain was very, very hard to do at the time. You had to do a bunch of different challenges and jump through a bunch of different hoops, and that's why I have this in the rare category. You could still go back and do the challenges, but a lot of people don't know about the challenges and probably don't even do them. Now, this next blueprint is the XRK M4. You only unlocked this. This is very rare because you only unlocked this through one thing, and that was pre-ordering Modern Warfare when the game dropped. If you didn't pre-order Modern Warfare, you don't have this one. They also had another one, which we're going to talk about in a second, the second blueprint you were able to unlock, which is a secondary called the 356 or the 356. This next one is called the Radioactive. This was another blueprint 2v2 gunfight game mode that you were not able to unlock unless you finished and placed first in this tournament. The 2v2 tournament was really, really cool. I just have such great memories of all these 2v2 gunfight tournaments. This was actually a legendary. It is a 5-attachment legendary, and all in all, it was a pretty cool one, and it was an M13. So that was like the first M13 blueprint I was introduced. This next one is the M4 Purist. The only way to unlock this one was through the Season 1 Battle Pass. If you guys remember, this was like the very first Season 1 Battle Pass thing that you can unlock when you purchase the Battle Pass. All in all, it was a pretty cool blueprint. It was only a 3-attachment blueprint, but what was really cool is it gave you the original iron sights from the original M4. That's why it was called the Purist. Now, this next one is the XRK 356 or 356. You unlock this bad boy. It was pretty simple. It was just like the XRK M4. The way to unlock this is you had to unlock it through, pre-ordering the game of Modern Warfare. This was also the very first 5-attachment secondary in Modern Warfare, and this is why it's one of the rarest ones to have, as well as, you having to only unlock it through pre-ordering Modern Warfare. Now, the Sand Snake isn't that great. I might get some heat on this gun, but the reason why I have it in here is because it was the very first, or one of the very first MP5 blueprints in Season 1 of Modern Warfare. That's the reason why I have it in this category. Hate on me if you want, but I really liked it. A lot of the Season 1 blueprints were really, really cool. Now, I added this one because this was like one of the very first cool blueprint weapon skins that came out. It was called the Wolf's Bite. It was the Bison. It was really cool. It came out with another one, which was a sniper. And I really like this because this was like the first time a camo actually took over the gun and it had like an actual like design to it. Now, this is the best AK blueprint in the game. Too bad that it came out way too late before Modern Warfare ended. And this is called the Master Adventurer. This you unlocked through the pawn takes pawn system. You went on to the website, you typed in a code, and you got a free reward for this actual skin for the blueprint. It was really cool, and not a lot of people actually have it. That's why it's so rare. This next one is the Prototype Alpha. If you guys remember, we spoke about the Omega MP7. This was the counterpart to it, which is the GRAIL attachment. It was a legendary 5-attachment weapon, and it shot purple tracer rounds. The purple tracer rounds were really cool for this gun, and all in all, it was a really solid weapon. A lot of people might not remember this, but this is called the Saguaro, and this is the Kar98K. And it is a legendary blueprint. This came with the Morte operator bundle, and what it ended up doing was it gave you 5 attachments, and it also gave you tracer fire rounds of red, white, and green, which was the Italian flag. So I think that this is a really cool rare blueprint that not a lot of people have, because not a lot of people use the Kar98K when it comes to, blueprints. So I'm going to actually speed run 10 of these really quick. This is the Mud Drudder or Mud Drubber. I can't really pronounce it, but in order to unlock this bad boy, you had to do the Warzone, Easter egg. This was the very first Easter egg for Warzone. If you did it, you unlocked this MP7. This next one is the Spoiled Rotten, and in order to unlock this was the Season 6 Gunfight Tournament mode. If you won, you ended up unlocking this bad boy, and it was really rare to have, and it still is rare to have. This is the Enigma, and in order to unlock this, I'm 99.9% sure this is also the same thing with Warzone. You had to do the Easter egg, and when you did the Easter egg, you unlock this bad boy, and it's a pretty rare weapon blueprint. The Bay of Pigs is, in my opinion, one of the rarest, if not most rare, because you had to go through Warzone and you had to find this bad boy when, if you guys specifically remember, during Modern Warfare's kind of like nuke launch or whatever you want to call it for Verdansk, when Black Ops Cold War was announced and we had all of that multiplayer, you could see that you had to unlock the Bay of Pigs. You had to find the Bay of Pigs SKS, and when you found it, you unlocked the blueprint, and not everybody found this bad boy. The GRAIL quest was also a 2v2 gunfight tournament mode blueprint. You unlocked this in Season 5. If you got the top spot, you obviously unlocked this. This is rare, the Carbonite, because not everybody uses this weapon. Actually, I don't know anybody that uses this weapon, and the blueprint itself is pretty rare. Again, the Fluid Dynamics, which is a Kar 98. It's an okay blueprint. I don't think it's the best, but it's rare because not a lot of people have it, aka myself. This is the oldest blueprint in the game, essentially, when it comes to Modern Warfare. In order to unlock this, you have to hit level 155 in Modern Warfare Season 0. That means literally before Season 1 in December, you had to unlock this by hitting level 55 before December. That's actually nuts. Now, this last one, Bat Out of Hell, in order to unlock this is the Contraband. You have to do the Contraband mission in Warzone Season 6. If you do it, you get it. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. We're on the road to 50,000 subscribers before the end of December. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Kando. I love you guys, and I'm out. Peace.